It's a lot of memes. It's a lot of talking to the crap. Uh, and it's a lot of people standing up too. Black people, they got a lot to say about what's going on right now. And I got it going down. I'm Jay Lava. I scour the internet so that you don't have to. And I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. I was waiting for them notifications to come because I'm trying out a new show intro, y'all. All right, come on in here. As soon as we get a couple people in here and I get the chat rolling, I'm a come. Let's just play it. Come on, let's go for it right now. Y'all check this out. I might play it again.
And I personally hope that my people get this message as fast as they can so that we can move toward freedom and independence and be extricated and removed from white rule and domination.
What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that? Y'all see the cartoon, me and TZ? Like, you see that? You see that? You already know it's rigged. What up? FBA is a lineage. What's going down? Man, you already know it's rigged. So, I mean, you feel the same way. I've been seeing, matter of fact, shout out, I've been seeing you, man, getting at them in the comment sections. They can't handle what you're talking about, bro. And I appreciate that. I wanted to start off real quick. Hold on. Let me move things around a little bit. Bam. So that we up in here like swimwear. Chat to the left, me to the right, the content in the middle. I wanted to learn y'all real quick. Just learn you. You know what I'm saying? Just a quick refresher course from my man's the political plug. You know what I'm talking about? Tap in with him on Facebook. But here we go.
I've heard way too many people use the process or the letter of the law to justify the Carmelo Anthony conviction. This is exactly why critical race theory matters, especially in the Carmelo Anthony case. Because every time black people point to anti-blackness in the legal system, the conversation gets dragged into technicalities, as if the procedure itself equates to justice. But the fact that the system can explain itself legally does not mean the system is innocent racially. A legal verdict is not sufficient to suspend racial analysis. Critical race theory scholars explain that CRT studies the relationship between race, racism, and power. That matters here because racial power does not always announce itself through racial slurs or obvious intent. Sometimes racial power shows up through rules and sounds neutral and procedures and decisions that people are trained to respect because the law puts a stamp on it. But that's the trap. The system does not have to say we overcharged him and oversentenced him because he's black. All it has to say is we followed the legal guidelines. The system does not have to say we see black children as a threat. All the system has to say is the evidence supported the verdict. Once people accept legal language as the end of the conversation, they become unwitting agents of the current racial order. Not because every person defending the decision is consciously racist. The deeper problem is that racism does not need every participant to be consciously racist in order for it to have an impact. It only needs enough people willing to treat the system's explanation as neutral, even when the outcome reflects a racial pattern that black people have been identifying for generations. CRT scholar Alan Freeman made this critique decades ago. Law often cares more about proving a bad actor's racist intent than examining the racial harm produced by the system. So, if you cannot prove the prosecutor or the judge or the jury had racism in their heart, people act like racism has been disproved. But critical race theory asks a different question. Not just did someone confess to racism, but what racial order does this decision protect? Who becomes believable? Who becomes a threat? Whose fear gets humanized and whose fear gets criminalized? That is why the letter of the law rhetoric is so dangerous. It allows people to defend racial outcomes without ever sounding racist. It lets them hide behind legal minutia while ignoring the bigger structure that made the outcome possible in the first place.
Oh, you kind of sort of like talking about like the people that just popped up in my comment section. Oh, okay, go on.
And this is why critical race theory scares people. Because critical race theory does not let the law hide behind its own vocabulary. It forces us to ask whether neutrality is actually neutral or whether neutrality is just the language that power uses when it does not want to be challenged. So no, calling something legal does not make it right. Sometimes calling it legal is the exact mechanism that allows injustice to survive.
I thought we would open that up with just a little learning and a little teaching. I also thought it was important that everybody got their takes about what happened, but ain't nobody really heard from the parents themselves afterwards. And I found something without all the extras behind it, so I can play it on the program. So I kind of want to let them go ahead and cook and say what they need to say.
We played the game they wanted. We did everything a law abiding citizen supposed to. They told us don't do this. We did everything we supposed to. And he wanted people, of course he wanted somebody. They got pictures of him being 17 on with a dress on, saying he could be raped in jail. Like all kind of these adults are talking about this child, but nobody's seeing it. Like nobody's seeing it. So we can't say anything. The other family, they go paint this lie that nobody still have exposed, that he died in his brother's arms. And it was
Well,
all
that's
this.
not true, because that is the
No,
narrative. Yeah.
no, you never heard it no more. That was a lie. You heard about a bag. You never heard about a bag since trial. That's what I was telling people. A lie is temporary, but the truth lasts forever. It's just now, it's like harder now. I gotta fight to get the truth out with now he basically had to get the book thrown at him, 35 years in this county that basically I honestly feel as though that they manipulated us with a smile.
And they did. And they did. And everybody knows it. So does the people in my comment section. Y'all know it too. Y'all know it too. You know what? I'm going to take a break because if I beat up on you, it ain't going to be fair. Let your people tell y'all about y'all. That's what let's take a moment to find some decent people to tell us about they people. You want to shed some
It's
light?
really interesting how right-wing media is covering a young black man taking the life of a young white man in regards to the Carmelo Anthony case. This has been the top story and will be the top story for months to come. Remember when Dylan Roof went into a church, a white man?
You remember that?
Executing a bunch of innocent black people.
Y'all remember that?
It was only in the news on right-wing websites and television shows for maybe 24 hours. Some people didn't even cover him in court. Why? Well, I would like to think that it had something to do with the color of his skin. If you had a young adult going into a church full of white people, MAGA Republicans would still be talking about it. You see, because when black people commit horrible crimes, the far right seethes over it. They want to talk about it over and over again because they want to paint black people to all be criminals and bad people and animals. Mm-hmm. They call them thugs and other words that I can't even use.
Come on.
But you see, if someone goes into a Texas El Paso Walmart because he wants to execute a bunch of brown people, which is what he wrote in his manifesto, a Trump supporter, right, they won't cover that story. They won't talk about it. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because in 2026, the MAGA Republican Party is the new Ku Klux Klan.
Oh.
That's why.
Oh.
Who are the leaders of the Ku Klux Klan in the Republican Party in 2026? Well, it starts with Orange Man Donald Trump.
Okay.
Yes, that's right. It does.
Okay.
And then you have the Matt Walshes of the world and the Benny Johnsons of the world and others. Literally, if you go through their feed, they're attacking brown people. They're attacking transgenders.
See, this is where people throw me off at. They be talking all good. Then they got the talking all about black people, this, that, and the third, but they just cannot hesitate to throw brown, transgenders, purple people eaters, one-legged man with a kickstand, disabled monks from Tibet. Like, what? See, that's what be killing the message for me. That right there, I cannot stand. When you're cooking, you cook. Keep the ingredients the same. Stop sprinkling in all that buzz. You know what I'm talking about? Jeez Louise. I ain't done with y'all though. I have found a lot of people on y'all team to give y'all the business because I knew y'all was gonna show up today. So here you go. I'm gonna let you have it.
I've upset white people, y'all.
Uh-oh,
Well,
how you
I've
do
been
that?
making them mad
How
ever
you do
since
that?
I had this platform about 5 years ago,
Okay.
especially those in my community.
What?
They were raised just like me. They were
What?
propagated the same lies, the same stereotypes, the microaggressions, the same racism.
Mm.
I've been conditioned my entire life to regurgitate the same talking points, the same harmful rhetoric. 13% of the
Not sort of kind of like the people in my comment section. Are you? Is that what you're talking
population commits 50% of all violent crime. Why didn't he just submit? Why didn't he just comply and leave the tent that day? It's the parents, it's the fatherless homes, it's the rap music, it's the culture. No, it's the victim mentality. Racism was so long ago. Stop being the victim. Take accountability. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. I don't care if you're black, brown, purple, green, or yellow. I judge a man by the
Is he saying everything that y'all say constantly or no?
content of his character, not the color of his skin. And every time I hear these same tired talking points, I know exactly who I'm dealing with. I know who they voted for. But most importantly, I know exactly where they stand.
Of course.
What side of history that they are on.
Uh-huh.
These are the same people who defend the Daniel Pennies of the world, who choked out Jordan Neely on a subway for acting quote-unquote erratically. A man with mental health issues and homelessness. Never physically touched a single person.
Thank you.
That you defended.
Thank you.
The death of him, the lethal force.
I'm glad
These are the same people who just a couple weeks ago defended Rick Chow, a store owner who chased a 14-year-old kid out of a store and shot him in the back lethally. A fatal shot to the back because he thought that he stole a $1 bottle of water. You're the same people. You're the same people who defended George Zimmerman when Trayvon Martin was walking through a neighborhood while black with a pack of Skittles and a hoodie. You defended his death. Why didn't he just comply? You're the same people who celebrated the murder of George Floyd, who fought vigorously for the police officer Derek Chauvin. The same people who had compassion and empathy for the blonde-haired police officer Amber Geiger, who walked into the wrong apartment and fatally killed Botham Jean. You were okay with the 10 years that she got? Don't even let me get into the history of our criminal justice system. The 13th Amendment, the abolishment of slavery, except when punishment...
That's a shameless plug. If y'all look in the comment section, y'all can find the link to our documentary, Abolish the Slave Patrol, out right now. Yeah, go ahead.
For a crime, and that slave labor was such an integral part of the Southern economy that they started locking black people up in chain gangs, putting them back on these same plantations to work that they were just freed from.
How does this make y'all feel? When do y'all want to do harm to him? This guy's white guilt is pathetic. Dang, so he shouldn't feel anything. That's interesting. No, we weren't. More lies. We'll keep on supporting idiots. Chauvin did nothing wrong. Y'all a little triggered, ain't you? I'm gonna let him cook out. He was going long-winded, but I'm gonna let him cook because y'all over there triggered. He's telling you the tea on yourself.
And white people in the South were so mad that they created laws, black codes, that literally targeted black people. They were enforced only on black people. Then you had the convict leasing. Fast forward 100 years, you got Jim Crow segregation. Let me
ask you, y'all don't know nothing about what he talking about? How he know and y'all don't know? Can anybody answer that? How he know But y'all don't know. Is that high IQ? Y'all got it on? Is that the high IQ? The high IQ? Okay. All right, I'm gonna let him go ahead and finish it out.
Communities being wiped out, the Tulsa Massacre, the Rosewood, lynchings, mob riots of black people. And Jeff Metcalf, Austin Metcalf's dad, has the audacity to say, well, you should just be grateful because in 1960 you couldn't even vote, is what he said. And that's the attitude, the arrogance, the ignorance of white people in America. At least the white people who we know exactly who they voted for. It's the hypocrisy, it's the double standards, it's the people who used to say all lives matter as a protest to Black Lives Matters, but have clearly shown disregard for black lives, have shown that black lives have never mattered in this country. As we've witnessed with 14-year-old Cyrus and 17-year-old Carmelo, 2 kids. And for the white people in my community who have messaged me, who have commented, who have gotten upset about my content, the things that I talk about,
he's talking to you guys.
You can stay mad because I'm going to keep speaking truth to power and love. I will.
What's wrong with him? He seems like a very nice guy. Why y'all eating him up over there in the comment section? What did he do to y'all but tell you some truths? What happened? I mean, y'all make it like he like a nails on a chalkboard or something. What's wrong? He's striking nerves over there. But anyway, I ain't done. There's some decent people on that side that get it. It's some decent ones. Y'all definitely don't want to hear him talk then. AKA the people in my comment section. AKA the people in my comment section. That's why I don't block nobody and I let y'all talk. Or like when the people in my comment section just got mad because homeboy was telling the truth. He was like, it's the guilt for me. It's the liberal, it's the white guilt. Kind of like the ones that's being spread now. I don't know. Let me see. What's the big one? Maybe they could have got a better defense if they didn't spend all the money on cars and houses. That was one. He brought a pocket knife to school. That was 2. It was just a push. That's 3. Come on, whatever else y'all want to say. Look, I see you. I'm looking at you on the big screen right here. I see you because I want to make sure I see all the comments. I got the comments right here on the big screen. Go ahead. I see you. As they always do. Hold on. I thought I was playing the video for y'all. Where's my mods at to tell me what's going on? Anyway, y'all really ain't gonna like this video.
The most disturbing part of Carmelo Anthony's case is the reaction from the public. This case is
AKA the people in my comment section.
Definitely polarizing, but it's not the facts and details of the case which is causing the division. It's quite literally just people's mouths.
Or their Twitter fingers. Either or. Because they're doing both. They don't have mouths in this case, but they Twitter fingering it up over there.
People talking about the case and what they have to say. It shows you what they think and it exposes the racism they have inside of their heads.
That's why I don't block anybody. That's why I let them speak. Because we need to see this stuff. Everybody needs to see this stuff. Everybody needs to see how y'all talking.
First time I noticed the lack of empathy towards young black men in this country was during the Trayvon Martin case. You know how many
Well, it's actually one before that, but I get it. You're young.
Lies were spread by the white community about this kid. They said he was drinking lean, that he was breaking into houses, and they justified Zimmerman up and down, trying to paint this kid as the villain, as they always do, always portraying the young black man as a predator. And I can show you case after case where this profound sense of justice that white people have when Metcalf was murdered, this sense of justice is nowhere to be found in other cases because it involves a young black man as the victim. So you're telling me a 17-year-old should know better than to bring a knife to school to a track meet. But Rick Chow, a 58-year-old, shouldn't know to wait for law enforcement instead of chasing after an alleged shoplifter and shooting him in the back with a gun. That's really why people are upset, because you don't have the same empathy for Cyrus as you do for Metcalf. Because Metcalf was a white kid that got stabbed in the heart
for bullying and jumping them, because we're gonna get to the tapes later, because the tape still ain't came out. You know what? I'm gonna say that.
That's wrong, okay? But this kid's black. He gets
Mr. Frost, that's touching you. Who listens to self-hating white people? Why they gotta be self-hating? Because they don't hate. So he hates himself because he don't hate. That's pretty interesting. That's interesting there, Mr. Frost.
Shot from the back. They have no proof that this kid pointed a gun at anybody. All they know for a fact was that the bullet went through his back.
We don't claim him. Damn. Now you disowning cuz he blonde hair, blue eyes, and everything. You disowning cuz he telling the truth, cuz. Damn. That's deep. So are you saying that like it's a form of white cooning or something? Like, I don't get it. Is that what you said? So you saying he's detrimental to your race and you got to disown him because he don't hate like you? Okay. Is that what you're saying? Jack, you feel what I'm saying? Jeez Louise.
Had his back turned when it happened. And you don't think that Rick Chow deserves any punishment for this. You think that a 17-year-old deserves a 35-year sentence, but this guy, Rick Chow, who killed a 14-year-old, gets no sentence, no punishment, even though he knows he should have waited for law enforcement. He knows he was wrong as soon as he started chasing that kid out of the store with a gun.
Plain and simple.
That's the logic that doesn't transfer over. And that's where you see the clear racial bias. That's what people aren't talking about.
Well, I commend my brother for trying to spit to y'all, even though obviously we see y'all don't want to hear it. Y'all don't want to hear nothing like right. We even got Michi X done stepped in the game. Michi X done stepped in. Now she's half and half, but she's got a message.
Okay, so
from both halves.
I ain't planning on coming back today, but I had some more I got to say. So apparently it's a lot of you white people that's in my comment section on my videos, and y'all keep talking about you're the racist. Who am I racist against?
Right.
I just need to know. Am I racist against white people? Okay, if we're gonna roll with that, let's roll with that, okay? When Tamir Rice passed away, if I would have been online saying, well, I don't feel sorry for him because he had a bad mom or he shouldn't have been at the park with a toy gun, all that bullshit y'all was saying online about that boy, and y'all had no sympathy either, would y'all have come on here and said I'm being racist against black people? You wouldn't have said that, would you?
Nope.
Because as a black woman, I can say whatever I want to say about the race that I'm from, and it's not considered racism, right? By definition, right? Well, my daddy is motherfucking white. Well, he dead, but when he was alive. So I'm half white. So when I call you a cracker, it's no different than me saying nigga to a black person. And the fact that I don't feel any sympathy for this kid is no different than when black people be on here cooning trying to talk crazy about black kids that shit happened to. So again, I'm going to ask you, who the fuck am I racist against? Because you got to think you superior than another race for it to be racism, right? But bitch, I'm both. I'm white and I'm black. And if you don't accept the white that's in me, it's because you the racist one. Because America has always said that anything mixed with black, that nigger in them is so niggerish that we don't allow them to claim the other side. So hey, get the potato salad ready, bitch. Send out the invitations because Cousin Michelle is coming to the cookout, bitch.
See, you know, I could appreciate that. I could appreciate that type of play in both sides. You know what I'm saying? I could appreciate that. There was something else. Oh yeah. We was talking about the facts. Hold on, we talking about the facts. So why we ain't seen this video yet? If Carmelo is such this monster that deserve all this time that y'all keep saying that he did justice served, he got what he got. If that's the case, why we ain't seen this video that these folks keep talking about?
And Austin Metcalf. Watch this.
Carmelo Anthony, my name is T, and when I went to see the video, they ask if you want to see it from either 2 minutes before the stabbing or 11 minutes before. So I chose 11 minutes. From the moment she pressed play, Carmelo Anthony was already sitting up underneath that canopy, and he was sitting there for at least 8 to 9.5 minutes. You see, well, I saw a boy in a black hoodie go over to him first, and then they left out of the tent. And then you see coming across the field was another 6 boys. When they got to the bleachers, one, he went out of frame, and the other one sat at the bottom. But the remaining 4, they went directly to Carmelo Anthony. And like T said before, it was a brief conversation, and then all you see is commotion. And we know from the interviews that Hunter did, we know that Hunter was, in fact, up underneath that tent. The next thing you see, you can see Carmelo in the midst of them assaulting him. You can see Carmelo trying to back out, but he gets pulled back forward. The next thing you see is Carmelo, he comes shooting out the back, but he's still not standing. And he had to like kind of crab crawl backwards, and he had to like jerk away from them because they still had a hold of his hoodie. He goes up a couple bleachers and he's looking around for which way to go. He runs diagonally down the bleachers and then he falls. At the time of him falling, that's when I noticed another 3 boys coming down the bleachers chasing after him. But once Carmelo got up, he took off. You didn't see him for the rest of the video.
And this is the second video I've seen of a witness who watched that video and saw that Carmelo Anthony was defending himself. No question about it. So why the fuck didn't his defense bring this evidence to court? That's how you know his defense is in on the setup. Mm-hmm. And then Secret Service Sam said that he got a hold of an email from some cheerleaders who emailed their coach about an incident that happened after a football game that they lost.
Yep, we covered that.
They were at a Canes, and one of the Metcalf boys, I can't remember if it was Hunter or Austin, one of them called the cheerleader a fat bitch because she was talking about what happened in the game, how they lost.
Right.
Called her a fat bitch, and then said that his hands were bisexual, pretty much saying that he fights men and women, and that they feared for their lives, and to keep her name anonymous because she didn't want them to retaliate against her for telling. So these little white boys have a history of being violent, but everybody's trying to cover up and make it seem like they ain't a bunch of bullies. But trust and believe, we're not letting this shit go. We're going to make sure we get justice for Carmelo Anthony.
Period. Ended sentence. I like how she spit that. See, y'all have a problem when we tell y'all what's up. Y'all got a real serious problem when we tell y'all what's up. Hold on, let me let your folks talk to you. Let me let your folks talk to you. And then since we was actually on since we was on the justice, I want y'all to see. I got some examples too. I wasn't gonna just come over here and scour the internet without any examples. Check this out.
This case is about Raul Valley, the defendant, who brought a knife and provoked a fight and stabbed 4 kids 9 times, killing 1.
They were intent on pummeling you, and no way to know whether or not that was going to stop until he was dead. This is what self-defense looks like. There's no manual for self-defense.
So if y'all notice, why he couldn't be scared when he was finna get jumped, he bought a knife, he stabbed 4 people. He stabbed 4 of them, got off. That's what self-defense looked like. How come Carmelo couldn't exercise his self-defense? Why is that, y'all? Could you explain that to me over there in the comment section? Why he couldn't exercise his self-defense? Huh? You got an answer for that? Or y'all just like saying gibberish? Huh? I don't hear you. Don't all speak at once. Your Twitter fingers ran out of gas? Huh? See, y'all don't like it when I'm saying. I got a bunch of your people though. Maybe they speak to y'all in y'all terms. I got a bunch of your peoples to explain the injustice.
So you want to know what grounds for appeal Carmelo Anthony might have, and I'm here to spit it to you straight. I'm reporting right now from Long Island, New York. I'm loving this, but I decided to take time out of my day to go ahead and answer these questions. Now, I've noticed something about this case. There are people who will say anything about this case, factual or not. They will just make up stuff about this case in order to appear right. And I'm not one of those people. I'm just going to tell it to you straight the way it is based on my knowledge as a licensed attorney and my legal experience. So, first, I want to say, if there's anybody out there telling you that they know all of the potential issues for appeal, but they don't have a copy of the trial transcript, which, nobody has a copy of the trial transcript. Anybody saying those things, they're just blowing smoke up your rear. So I can't really cover all of the potential issues that Carmelo Anthony has for appeal. I can only cover what I have seen and witnessed myself. And once again, nobody has a copy of the trial transcript, so I don't got a copy of the trial transcript. But I do see two glaring issues that are potential issues for appeal. Now, first, we got to talk about what are the, in general, issues for appeal. Well, it takes an adverse ruling. That means that you'd have had to object it, and that objection was overruled, or you had to make a motion, and it was denied, but either way, you had a judge rule against you. And then the other grounds for appeal can be just basic constitutional grounds. And so I really got one of each. First, what I want to go over is the striking of black jurors, okay? Well, there is a objection that was made over the striking of 3 particular black jurors. Now, there were several black jurors stricken off of this. However, most of them were not contested because it was just clear they could not serve on the jury. And that was black jurors who went and said that they'd have trouble sentencing another black man to prison time. And then, just jurors in general who said they have a problem sentencing a kid to life in prison. And why is that an issue? Well, because you have to entertain the totality of the punishment range in order to be a jury. You have to be saying that you're willing to consider the entirety of the punishment range. And there were people out there who just said they'd have an issue putting a young man into prison. And I gotta admit, I'm gonna agree with them. I have a big issue putting a young man into prison, especially for life. But the answer that you give if you want to stay on the jury is that, yeah, I'd be willing to entertain the whole punishment range, though I would still need to see extraordinary evidence in order to sentence a young man to life in prison. And those people did not say that. They just said,
but they're not lawyers like you. How would they even know to say that? See, that's a little bias in itself, even what he's saying, but I'm gonna let him cook. But I'm finna learn y'all today.
They'd have an issue. So they were excluded. There's no real problems. What we're really pointing to is 3 particular black jurors who were excluded. And the reason that the prosecution gave for excluding them is because they were educators. Okay? Now, the legal case that we're looking at is Batson. These are called Batson challenges. And essentially, for a Batson challenge to prevail, you'd have to show that there was no reason outside of race in which they struck the jurors. And then that's going to be a violation of our Constitution. Well, in this case, they struck 3 of these jurors, the 3 ones where there was an objection to them being stricken, because they were educators. So the thinking behind this is that an educator would have issues sentencing a student to prison time, that they'd be unreasonably sympathetic to a student. And that is an issue right there. Now, what I've heard, but have not been able to confirm, but I heard it from people that I love and care.
Nah, you don't even know what you're talking about. I kind of didn't really want to do this, but I gotta do this because we got to have the facts and the information. Shout out to Professor Black Truth. If y'all do not know who Professor Black Truth is, y'all need to go get y'all daily briefing. He put out joints every day. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and put the I'm gonna put the link. Not y'all smart enough. It's Professor Black Truth. Jeez Louise. Go to subscribe. But I want y'all to hear something about this myth about these black jurors so we can quit with all the bullshit, okay?
But it isn't new. The New Yorker posted an article back in 2015 talking about how easy it is to strike black jurors. And this piece basically summed up the exact same things I've been telling you since at least 2013. One of the main talking points that I've told you is that the composition of a jury matters. You can pretty much win or lose a trial during the voir dire process. And the New Yorker agreed, quote, research backs up the common sense intuition that excluding black people from juries can influence verdicts. A 2004 study by the Capital Jury Project found that in cases with a black defendant and a white victim, having one or more black male jurors drastically lowered the chances of a death sentence. Experiments have shown that all white mock juries spend less time deliberating, make more factual mistakes, and are more likely to convict a minority defendant than racially diverse juries. These studies suggest what some prosecutors have long assumed. Striking potential black jurors raises the odds of a black defendant being convicted and increases the penalty he is likely to receive. Now keep that in mind. The composition of the jury matters. That's why I've been telling you for years. It's not enough just to have one black person there. It also matters that you have a few of them. And especially you notice that they want to strike black male jurors in specific. That is who they make their number one priority to keep off the juries. And you'll notice the New Yorker piece points out that all white juries spend less time deliberating. That's exactly what happened with Carmelo Anthony. Only a few hours for a case this important, and a case that was supposed to basically be very complicated, as the white media would try to say, if the races were reversed, of course. And yet, making factual mistakes is also a common feature of all white juries. It's no accident that black people in general, and black men in specific, are the overwhelming majority of those falsely convicted. Look at the data. Black men are only 7% of the population, but will be over half of those wrongly convicted, usually by an all-white jury, day in and day out. And none of these judges, who never seem to notice that these Batson challenges are valid, none of these judges ever seems to notice that that goes on, as they hand down their rulings day after day, and nobody in either political party feels the need to punish them for it either. These are the results that all white juries produce, because that's the entire point, to produce a guaranteed outcome. The American injustice system was not set up to produce justice. It was created to produce mass incarceration of black people. All of these wrongful convictions, the New Yorker tries to claim that all white juries are more likely to make factual mistakes, but as we know, these are not mistakes at all. This is the system operating exactly the way that it was designed. That's why everyone gets so shocked when an O.J. Simpson is acquitted or when a white cop is convicted of murdering a black person, because that's the system doing things it wasn't designed to do. On the other hand, they're reassured when a racist walks, because that reassures them that the racial immunity from law they depend on is still intact. For now, at least. Something else we've also discussed in recent days is the Batson ruling, talking about the Batson v. Kentucky lawsuit.
Now, y'all, pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. The funny thing is that if the dominant society was doing what they're supposed to do in the beginning, there wouldn't even need to be laws and that kind of thing in place to begin with. Just terrible.
The Supreme Court's ruling that prohibits using race to strike black people from juries. I told you that without enforcement, this is merely a suggestion and not a very intimidating one. The New Yorker also agreed, quote, when making a Batson challenge, as it soon came to be called, the defense must first convince the judge that there is reason to suspect that a strike was based on race.
So how you gonna have a DA that's the friend with the judge, and he gonna question him about striking the 3 teachers from the jury on race? How's that gonna happen? It's not.
Usually by pointing out the high proportion of black jurors being targeted. Next, the prosecutor has to give a race-neutral reason for striking the juror. Then it's up to the judge to decide whether the reason is legitimate or a pretext for a race-based strike. Justice Thurgood Marshall warned that the Batson procedure wouldn't really solve the problem of race-biased jury selection. It would be too easy for prosecutors to make up race-neutral reasons for striking a juror. Well, I would add to that also, the problem happens to be that you got all of these judges who are working hand in hand with these crooked racist prosecutors. I mean, the entire reason that they're able to do it is because the judges refuse to say, hey, we can tell that this is racial on its face. And that's deliberate too. You can't stop at just the prosecutors. To continue, Marshall's skepticism was quickly vindicated. As soon as Batson was decided, prosecutors started coming up with tactics to evade it. In a 1987 training video that became notorious when it was leaked years later, Jack McMahon, an assistant district attorney in Philadelphia, told new prosecutors, when you do have a black jury, you question them at length. And on this little sheet that you have, mark something down that you can articulate later. You may want to ask more questions of those people so it gives you more ammunition to make an articulable reason as to why you're striking them, not for race.
So if black people did so many crimes and was so guilty, why do y'all gotta set up these secret systems to ensure that you railroad them into injustice? Man, and then you got these people in my chat. He got what he deserved. It was just this what we deserve. Y'all been making up plans since '87 to keep black people off juries. Continue, Professor.
In the 1990s, the North Carolina Prosecutors Association held training sessions where prosecutors got one-page handouts such as Batson justifications, articulating juror negatives, which listed reasons for striking jurors based on traits like age and body language. A similar list distributed in 2004 to Texas prosecutors included justifications like agreed with O.J. Simpson verdict and watched gospel TV programs. And what has been the result?
In black.
Of allowing these racist white prosecutors to evade the law? Quote, there are no comprehensive statistics on how often prosecutors strike jurors based on race, but there is little doubt that the practice remains common, especially in the South. Yeah, like Texas. In Caddo Parish, Louisiana, prosecutors struck 48% of qualified black jurors between 1997 and 2009, and only 14% of qualified whites, according to a review by the Louisiana Capital Assistance Center. In Jefferson Parish, where a quarter of the population is black, the split was even greater, 55% to 16%, so that 22% of felony trials between 1994 and 2002 had no black jurors. According to a 2010 report by the Equal Justice Initiative documenting discrimination in 8 southern states, half of all juries that delivered death sentences in Houston County, Alabama between 2005 and 2009 were all white.
Damn. Let me ask y'all something for y'all over there in my chat. Do you think that there is ever a scenario in this whole wide world, universe, dimension where a white dude has been to court on an all-black jury and got convicted and sentenced to death? Has that ever happened? Ever? But this shit is fair, right? The scales of justice is fair. Okay, all right. Continue, Professor.
The other half had just one black juror. Houston County is 27% black. In 2012, a North Carolina judge found that in capital cases between 1990 and 2010, prosecutors statewide struck potential black jurors at twice the rate of non-blacks.
And one more thing. This is why y'all can't get me with your little BS facts, because I'm already gamed up on the knowledge, fam. Y'all ain't watching what I'm watching. You see? While y'all spend your time over in people's comment sections talking BS, I'm getting gamed up on a daily basis. This video is a couple days old. I've been knew this. I just thought that I should share some knowledge with you, because regardless to not, you're over there with your Twitter fingers, right? But you getting this good work too. Let me bring that back a little bit.
The other half had just one black juror. Houston County is 27% black. In 2012, a North Carolina judge found that in capital cases between 1990 and 2010, prosecutors statewide struck potential black jurors at twice the rate of non-blacks. A regression analysis showed that the disparity held even when controlling for other factors that correlate with race. In a pained opinion, the judge concluded race, not observations about the death penalty, not connections to the criminal justice system, but race drives prosecution decisions about which citizens may participate in one of the most important and visible aspects of democratic government. There is no other group in America that they do this with. In any other place, it doesn't matter what the racial demographics are. They don't try to make it where, oh, we don't want to have it where Hispanics are sitting on this jury. We don't want any Asians on this jury. Nobody who's Middle Eastern on this jury. They only do this with black people. We are the only ones who are selectively singled out for this kind of treatment. That's the reason why all of these lawsuits revolve around black jurors being excluded. And what did the New Yorkers say the right answer might be? The same thing I told you about these racist jury purgings and the black infant and maternity mortality rates. First of all, start keeping records on where these things happen, and more importantly, on who is doing it.
So you meaning to tell me this is yet another system in the system of white supremacy that has gone unchecked up until now? Till y'all blatantly did it in everybody's face. Now y'all got people finding out what the Batson laws is, and now y'all got us on it. We appreciate it too. Let it all come out. 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 Continue, Professor.
Richard Brooke, who has worked on Batson appeals as the director of the Louisiana Capital Assistance Center, suggested that the most powerful, realistic reform would be to have states track the racial makeup of jury selection in the same way they track the racial statistics of traffic stops. He has a point. Neither courts nor legislatures will think seriously about replacing the feeble Batson procedure if there aren't public objections to it. Now, that's very interesting, isn't it? It says that neither courts nor legislatures will think seriously about replacing the Batson procedure without the public objecting.
So basically what that means is two other systems holding up another system that ain't trying to change the status quo or the system. And they only gonna change it is if the public see it and there's an outcry. Hence, gag order to the case. Hence, no cameras in the courtroom. Because you can't do your BS out in the open. Come on, man. We own to y'all, fam. We own to y'all.
Where the hell have these black legislators been at all these decades? Where's the Democratic Party been at to push for statewide referendums to start getting some real teeth behind these Batson initiatives? To make it where prosecutors are finally going to be tracked and finally punished based on what they do during the voir dire process. Where the hell have the Democrats been at? Because they had no problem pushing for statewide initiatives when it came for abortion. But all of a sudden, when it comes to black folks, they never, ever find the organization or the time to do that. And these black legislators never do either. Because they're the ones who mock their own black constituents when they come to them and make any demands. They understand that the only way that they and their degenerate kids and family members get to access the pork barrel of white supremacy is to uphold anti-black racism. So
that's why we getting them tethers up out the office. But I just had to learn y'all real quick. See, y'all, I don't need to give y'all all the game. Y'all don't need to hear all the game. We just want to hear the facts about how the scales is tipped automatically when we go to court. Where in the hell can you go 5-7 years with all white juries in a 52% black town? Come on, man. Come on, bruh. You gotta tell me something different, man. It's time out for that, dog. It's time out. But I know I get it. But I got a message for y'all, because don't nobody say it better than the sisters. The sisters say it best at all. And she's not sore on the eyes at all.
I've noticed is that white people do not like the fact that Carmelo Anthony is getting the same type of treatment that a young white teen would get. They can't stand it. That's where this all is stemming from. Because they now are creating a rally talking about protect white lives from black people. When the fuck? Y'all trying to destiny swap real bad. Because when has y'all ever had to be afraid and fearful of us? Y'all calling us a thugs. We know y'all's history in this country. We know y'all's history around the globe. Okay? Yeah. It is very unfortunate that a young man lost his life. But at the end of the day, people need to mind their business. Like the entitlement to thinking that you could, accost people, attack people, harass people. We see videos of you all, those, not all, but we see a lot of videos daily. We all heard of Karen culture. Minding people's fucking business. Up in people's personal space. Mind y'all's business. Like y'all need to, I'm just not here for the fact that y'all are just very, very upset that this boy is about to get just due. What's wrong with that? I didn't hear nobody getting upset when Casey Allison
got just due. First of all, he had a similar situation. Jose Ramirez was unfortunately who he unalived in a school bathroom. He poked him up multiple times. His bail was only $175,000. They didn't need no revisions. Carmelo's bail was $1 million. Casey bailed out and went home on house arrest. To this day, he's still waiting for his trial to start. Y'all just don't want black people to have the same freedoms and liberties as y'all. It's always been that way. Because y'all understand self-defense. Kyle Rittenhouse, y'all was calling him a hero. The people that stormed the Capitol, y'all calling them heroes. They got bailed out. We ain't even gonna talk about George Zimmerman. But y'all just don't want us to have just due. Y'all can't, that's tripping y'all out because y'all get to do whatever and y'all get lighter sentencing. Y'all used to that. Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
I wonder, now my man has an interesting take on why that could be. Let me see if my man's is right about that because he got an interesting take on it.
But the first person that I hear about that attacks Carmelo Anthony in prison, I will be putting money on their books.
Yeah, I made time for all of this today because these translucent troglodytic snow roach escapees from the Caucasus Mountains by way of the hills have eyes whose family tree is a reef and their family reunion is held under the stairs with the same people who live at the end of the street. Yeah, I made time today and you think you can go low. Let's get it. Why don't you finish? Because I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of saying that screen name.
I would love to say I would make a GoFundMe, but we all know that would be, kind of illegal. So what we're going to do here is we're not going to make any GoFundMes. We're just going to put the message out there. And the message is the first guy that puts hands on Carmelo Anthony will be getting money put on their books. That's all I'm saying.
So, you know what? Hold on just a moment. Okay, that's better. Sometimes you just have to stay ready. Therefore, you don't have to get ready. So I always have my own jumpsuit on hand just for people like you. Let's dance. Listen here, you mediocre snow roach, snow possum hybrid. You might want to take some lessons because Austin Metcalf is dead right now because he couldn't mind the business that paid him. He always had to insert himself where he was not needed. And that's what you're doing right now. You're inserting yourself and you're going to get what you're looking for. Because this is not 1966. This is 2026. We're going to move a little differently. I understand you all have gotten so bold nowadays to make these kind of claims without the sheets with the eyes cut out on them. But I'm just going to leave your picture here. I'm going to make sure it circulates on social media so you can get exactly what you're looking for. Because you could have stayed in your little hubble and mind the business that paid you, but no, you had to crawl out of the people under the stairs hideaway and say this with your full chest. So I'm going to say this with my full chest, and I already got my orange jumpsuit on. You're going to fuck around, you're going to find out, and your family is going to see if those policies are paid up. Now let's dance.
Hey, y'all better, man. The sentiment is out, man. He ain't the only one that feel the same way. We got to match energy is what he say.
Peace. Hey, black people, I got a great suggestion, and I think it just might work. Instead of being passive aggressive and turning our backs when met with disrespect from these other cultures, why don't we turn around and meet it face on like Malcolm X and see if that gets the results that we want.
I love it.
All I'm trying to say is that we need to start matching their energy.
Yep.
Whatever energy that they want to give to us, because we are peaceful people. We only violent towards ourselves, and we gonna fix that. But we have to fix that matter, you know what I mean, as well. But whatever energy they want to give back to us, because they don't understand how strong we have to be, because we have restrained from so long, and we have literally been saving them. Yo, let's take off the cape, because we literally have been letting them live, man. Like, they don't try to copy and duplicate everything that we do. It doesn't matter if you take hip hop beats and you put it into Spanish or some other language, Chinese. Guess what? You still trying to be like us, the originators. I'm telling you, man, we've been saving y'all people, man. We've been letting y'all live, man.
And you live.
It don't matter if you dress like us, try to copy our style, the way we talk, the way we move, and then incorporate it into your culture. Man, you still trying to be like us. That's us written all over it. We are the blueprint. And now we're about to let y'all have it, man. Y'all should have just chilled. Y'all women can get in the gym all day, do 1,000 squats, have a nice derriere, but they will not be originally built like the ones that originated that form, man. In every category, y'all trying to be like us. In every category.
Okay, all right. You said that already. I gotta cut it off. He was cooking, but then he went to booty and shit. I'm like, all right, come on, brother, stay focused. Stay focused now, brother. Stay focused. You know what's funny about this guy right here, man? Shout out to Zen, man. I met him on a post on a disagreement, and he been obviously coming up in my timeline, and I actually agree with a lot of what he say. Shout out, cuz I be following this, that, and the third. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and push that follow, because I be seeing his videos. I might as well go ahead and give him that follow. But he got a little something that's gonna destroy y'all little false reality that y'all live in with all this little crap that you got to say. Darrell, put the crack pipe down. Go back to the damn drum circle. It's 2026, loser. White man ain't your boogeyman. That was the drum circle. That's a little. I see y'all trying to put a little spin on it. All right, here you go.
It's so funny to me how often white people feign ignorance. Because one of their favorite things to say is that everything that we complain about happened so long ago. You guys aren't oppressed anymore. You guys get off on crime more than we do. No, the fuck we don't.
Right.
If we did, we wouldn't make up the whole goddamn prison system, pretty much. Number one. And number two, a lot of the motherfuckers in there is innocent. But I digress. We're not even going to get into that whole conversation about exonerations and wrongful convictions and how a lot of them don't get overturned until decades later. Shut the fuck up. We ain't gonna talking about these things happening so long ago, but Cyrus Carmack Belton was 3 years ago. Michael Basinga this year. Juliana Nzita this year. Marcavius Rumpf this year. Elijah McClain. I don't remember what year that was. It's been in the last 5 years. Last decade. Kendrick Johnson, that boy got murdered and rolled up in a wrestling mat, and his organs, his vital organs, were replaced with newspaper, and they ruled it as a suicide. Yeah, let me take my own organs out and put newspaper inside my body and stuff myself in a goddamn wrestling mat. That's a suicide? Fuck is we talking about? Right. And I get so sick of having to go down the long list of people that have just been destroyed by the system, or the people who have lost their lives to the system, or civilians. And then the civilians get freed by the system. And the thing is, I refuse to believe that white people don't know these things. I refuse to believe that you genuinely think that none of this is happening, because you know.
They know.
But if you admit to no reality, then it destroys all of the propaganda that you've posed against us for so long. If you admit reality, it completely destroys your false reality. We can't have that.
Very smart.
Whitey needs his comfort. Bitch ass niggas. It's so funny to me how
He telling the truth though, man. Y'all over there living in this this alternate universe. Come on, man. You know what? Let's talk about real numbers then. Y'all over there talking about numbers. Let's talk about real numbers then.
White people, classes in session. So y'all love to say how black people, they do all the crime, they do all the raping, they do all the drugs, blah, 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 blah. But according to the FBI website, look at that. Look at that. Okay. We might got y'all by murder, just a little smidge. But y'all are the most in rapes. Y'all are the most in aggravated assault. If you go down to the bottom, all other offenses, but we know that. Drunkenness, disorderly conduct, driving under the fucking influence. Wow, driving under the influence. Sex offenders. Look at the sex offenders right there. Right there, right there, right there, right there. Sex offender. Prostitution. You bitches be selling that shit. But you gotta sell it to make it. I fucking guess. Fucking forgery. Right here. Right there. Forgery. Fucking other assault. Property crime. Shut the fuck up about my community. Period. White people, classes.
Come on now. Everybody, y'all ain't getting past with your little games. You're not getting past with your little games. You're not getting past with your little games. We on to you, bro. We on to you, bro. Yeah, the lamest of the lames too. I appreciate y'all though. I like that y'all come and give us you know, a really big example. And this is what I don't do. I like the sisters because they always come with that sensible approach. And Auntie has something that I thought was very important to what's going on right now.
I'm gonna get real serious for this one.
Go ahead, Auntie.
Stop going back and forth with these races, my people.
I ain't.
Stop going back and forth with these races.
I ain't.
Your comments are not going to unracist someone in 3 comments. You don't be racist for 45 years, and because you said something that was educated or something that was historically factual, then all of a sudden they're not racist anymore. This is embedded in their DNA. We are looking at the children of.
Damn, Auntie, embedded in the DNA, like can't get rid of it, like damn, Auntie.
And descendants of people who used to boil your bodies and cook them for fear tactics, who used to take your children and feed them to alligators and use your children as bait. That used to, like, you know, literally eat your brains and eat your body parts. Look what they did in Nat Turner. Thistlewood Papers, go read that. These are literally people that used to be cannibalists with you guys, that used to, go get those iron mouthpieces so that you wouldn't talk. You know what I mean? So that you wouldn't talk to each other, and put it over your face like a muzzle, like an iron muzzle. These are the descendants of that used to auction you off, that used to emaciate, emasculate, buck your men or whatever. These were racist men that was attracted to the body of, black men that used to buck them. These are racist men that, as racist as they are, used to tear into the flesh of black females. You know what I'm saying? Black females. Rather, they was indigenous to this country or they came from Africa, right? This is the mentality of what you're dealing with. These are people who have, bombed, children inside schools. Right? These are children who have bombed neighborhoods, who have lynched, who have unalived, who have whooped, who have chained, who have, dragged on cars, who have burned, who have, hung from fruits as strange fruit. This is what you're dealing with. This is the mentality of the people that you're dealing with. And then these descendants, right, who do the same thing.
You talking about like the little girl that was looking up, smiling at the hanging black man? Like this, them people grown up. That's what you're talking about? Oh, okay, I get it. Because them people ain't went nowhere. All the people that was smiley and chimmy around the barbecue Negro. Oh, okay. I bet you some of the people in my comment section right now probably got passed down nigger knuckles from picnics from back in the day. Y'all still holding on to nigger knuckles, ain't you? Ain't you? You proud of that too, huh? You got it in an old mason jar in the attic, huh? You ain't never finna get rid of your little nigger knuckles, is you? Y'all is crazy. Let Auntie cook though, because she cooking.
Right? You know what I'm saying? And now they add on to it or whatever, and now they have all types of sex with the pets and stuff. These are the same people that are saying that you are savages. This is what you're dealing with. Delete the comment. Block them.
No.
Let them think whatever they want. No, you got this man who lost a son. You could have used your time wisely. Right? And been anti-bullying or, unifying or whatever. But your racism led you to think, oh, I'm going to go viral. Yeah, I could really say this if I was racist or whatever. Watermelon felon. First of all, watermelon is one of the best fruits for you. It hydrates you. They tried to make us not like watermelon, right? Even though it's the best fruit. And then everything that they said or whatever that we shouldn't is what we probably should be eating. You know what I'm saying? As far as certain things, like I'm talking about like watermelon. And then made it try to look disgraceful that you eat watermelon and then you would be embarrassed to eat watermelon. No, eat your watermelon. They eat watermelon too.
Right.
Eat your fried chicken. Fried chicken is good. It's great. They eat fried chicken. You know what
I don't advocate for fried chicken no more. It's got to be in the air fryer, y'all. I'm on some healthy shit. y'all.
I'm saying they just don't want you to eat the fried chicken. They want to make fun of you eating the fried chicken. Eat your bananas. Who cares? You get what I'm saying? Who cares what they think? Eat your bananas for the potassium. They eat bananas too. That's what I'm saying. They eat it or whatever. So are they monkeys?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We know that they're descendants of like Neanderthals and Carpathian mountain people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cave dwellers and stuff like that. Why do you don't stop listening to what they're saying? Who cares? Do you believe the stuff that they're saying about you? We know it ain't true. We know these people envy us and then they're getting people of color to side with them. Oh, black exhaustion or whatever, right? What is it? Black fatigue or whatever. We're tired too. Don't listen. Don't preach to me a good game. I'm all for segregation. Segregate, because you motherfuckers is wicked. I'm talking about racist white people, right? I'm not talking. Shout out to the freedom fighters. Shout out to the white people and the non-black freedom fighters that was out there fighting for the freedom and risking their lives for black people. Thank you so much. I'm not ever talking about you guys. Thank you. I'm not one of those people that say, oh, y'all wicked or whatever. Remember when Malcolm X said he did his pilgrimage? You know what I'm saying? He did his Hajj or what?
That's why I make sure that I sprinkle some wise words from the dominant society, because not all of y'all is degenerate bums like y'all portray. I refuse to let my chat paint a broad brush picture of what it's like. Go ahead.
Whatever, you know what I mean? To the Mecca, and then he said, "Yo, I seen white people with white skin and everything else or whatever, with like eating and drinking and breaking bread with them, and so we know it ain't all of them, but we know a lot of them got it in their DNA." These are the same people that be like, they're angry. I'm so tired. They're so arrogant. Arrogant with what? Let's just say we're arrogant. What do we control? How does our arrogance affect you? What does black arrogance mean personally? If you're a racist and you're watching this, right? Or racist people, ask them, what has a black person personally done to you that you feel that you are so hateful? It's embedded. They don't know. They don't have an answer. They're like, oh.
That's internalized inferiority. It's something we can't fix. That's something they got to fix with themselves. Like, we can't do it for them. It's not my fault that y'all little Twitter finger buster dweebs.
Oh, because they kill each other. You don't care if black people are killing other black people. Aren't we doing you favors? You would think that you would love the black people that are killing other black people. Mm-hmm. We're arrogant. Arrogant with what?
What?
Arrogant with what? It's not, y'all not arrogant. Y'all got y'all got all the houses of the government. You got the Congress, you got the Supreme Court, you got the executive, you got all these branches in your control, and you still are out here crashing out. You would think that you would be happy people. One of your people just rolled by a party of black people was celebrating and in Georgia, and you shot up the place, but you got shot back because guess what? Black people got guns now too. And I don't like the phrase "we are not our ancestors," and I think I know what it means, but you got to stop saying it, because yes, we are our ancestors. Our ancestors, let me tell you something. They was put in very precarious predicaments where a lot of the times or whatever they couldn't respond. They had to worry about their families. They had to worry about a lot of stuff. It's easier for us to be in 2026 and say what we could have, what we would have done, and what we should have done. Now I'm more of the Malcolm X, Nat Turner, Marcus Garvey approach and all of that. I'm more of that or whatever. But I even had to, like, check myself and be like, I get the sit-ins and I get all of that. Not really in this day and age or whatever, because I'm not sitting in your Woolworth. I'm not sitting in your store so you can spit in my food. You know what I'm saying? Why? So you can do all types of defecate maybe on my food, because they're nasty like that. Racists are nasty like that. They don't care. So why would you? I don't know why we was begging for a seat at their table, but I get it. You want equality. But now that we know that a lot of them don't want to give it to us, stop begging for it. Stop begging for it. Support each other. Buy each other's. We're all guilty of maybe going to the store and not that store. Make extra efforts until it becomes an ordinary thing. Yes, I know. We grew up with Ralph Lauren. We grew up.
All right, she going a little bit too far. Okay, but she had a very good point. I gotta cut him off a little bit. But you know what I want to say though? Y'all ain't tough. Y'all ain't tough. Y'all talk such a good game over there in the comment section, and y'all ain't tough.
I love it so much when you racist people. you get on the internet, you want to portray yourself as so tough. But out here in the real world, all you gonna do is just hide behind your white supremacy and your white laws to protect your bitch ass.
Y'all better stop playing with these folks out here, fam. Y'all better stop playing. And really, it's like the hypocrisy for me. I think he hit this one, because if the roles were, they acting like if the roles were reversed, nobody would know what it was.
People keep talking about if the roles were reversed. If the roles were reversed, you would be supporting Austin Metcalf. We know this. We know, we have the evidence. 2 black brothers, 200-pound plus football players, approach a skinny 140-pound Austin Metcalf and tell him to leave from up under the tent. And when he refuses, they try to physically remove him, and one of the brothers is fatally stabbed. You're going to support Austin Metcalf. You're going to say he was defending himself. You are going to make him a hero. You're going to call him the bully slayer. You're going to say the same thing the black community was saying. Oh, well, they should have went and got a coach. Why didn't they just walk away? They had no authority to make him move. Austin was talking to a friend, and I tell you what else you would have did. You wouldn't have been saying Austin brought a knife to a track meet. You would have been saying Austin had a utility tool in his book bag because he's an outdoorsman and he goes camping with his father. That's how y'all would have framed it. You can't tell me no different, because the black community has the evidence. We seen you do it. We seen you do it with Trayvon Martin. You turned Trayvon Martin into the thug and George Zimmerman into the hero, when George Zimmerman was told by 911, don't approach him. And you turned him into a hero. And you turned Trayvon Martin into a thug. We watched you do it. You did the same thing when the man choked Mr. Neely out on the subway train for yelling. For yelling. He didn't touch nobody. He didn't run up on nobody. He was yelling. And that man got assisted by people on the subway train. So he could have released Mr. Neely at any time. He didn't have to choke him to death. And you turned Mr. Neely into the villain and turned that man into a hero. We watched you do it. So we have the evidence. You don't have any evidence that shows that black people would have did anything. You don't know what we would have did. You just make up this narrative about black people supporting criminals. When the reality of it is, all we said was, damn, you got the man on the ground. He's handcuffed behind his back. Why are you kneeling on his neck for 9 minutes and 45 seconds? That's what we was saying. That's not supporting a criminal. But what you do is you run out, snatch up somebody's criminal history to justify why they were killed. You just did it again. with the Asian store owner.
Come on now.
Oh, well, why did he have a gun? He shot him in the back. The boy was running away. They could have let him just run off. Why chase him down? You do it all the time. So don't try to tell us if the roles were reversed. Man, fuck y'all.
Straight up.
These people keep talking about
Straight
if the roles were
all
reversed.
the way.
If the role.
Man, listen, man, y'all got some intelligent people out here in the community that's asking the real tough questions that it doesn't seem like anybody in my chat can answer. I mean, we got some stomp downs in the chat though. Hold on, let me I seen a couple of people getting at them, and I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Make sure y'all hit that like button that's in the stream up. Make sure you share if y'all care about getting Black empowerment everywhere. Also, y'all know what's needed though. I think OG had it right with this one. What's needed? This is what's needed.
We need a hate crime bill specifically for Black people.
Yep.
Because what that guy did when he went over there to a Black family reunion, right, and sprayed the place. He went and got on. He came through making racial slurs. Okay, that's a symbol of a hate crime. The first thing he did was roll through making racial slurs, right? Shouting racial slurs at the Black people that was enjoying their family reunion thing, right? Racial slurs. He came through yelling. He left the scene. So this is a premeditated.
Hold on. Do y'all know about that though? Put a 1 in the chat if you know about that. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't. Do y'all know about that? Do y'all know about that? Real quick, just to get y'all up to speed, since y'all talking about why we playing victims and we still being victimized. It make sense. Do y'all know about that? Come on, let me know now, real quick. Oh, you don't? Okay. I remember I had put a little hey, this is why. The reason why y'all need to go follow me on Facebook is because I'm getting in there with them. I'm coming right straight down the middle with them. It says family says a man yelled racial slurs, returned with body armor with an AR style rifle. Then the OG that was on the scene, who was Army vet, he got with the man's glamour and gave him a couple. Fortunately, nobody got hurt, but a victim of terrorism, white terrorism. That's what that is. You see that devil guy right there? I did that, by the way. That's why y'all should be following me on Keep It P Podcast on Facebook, because sometimes I'll be putting content over there that I don't be putting over here. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be informing the people. So if you was following me, you would have known that. You know what I'm talking about? You would have known that. But anyway, let me let him cook.
Meditated hate crime. He left the scene, people. Went home, changed his clothes, got geared up. Like a war type of gear. Got geared up. And then went back to the place where the Black people were having their family reunion and sprayed the whole place indiscriminately. And you telling me that's not a hate crime? We need a hate crime bill for Black people. You know what I mean? Because a lot of this type of stuff is happening sporadically, and other types of things. They don't want to give Black people even a hate crime bill so that these people can be sentenced under that hate crime bill, which is madness. And we clearly know what's happening, that is a hate crime. And what is the Black Caucus doing? Because the caucus, I never liked that name, because and it's kind of fitting for the body itself, the Black Caucus, right? Because a caucus is a dead body. A caucus is a dead body. So they call themselves the Black Caucus, right? A black dead body. I mean, good for nothing.
It's actually carcass, I think, sir. Not caucus, but okay.
Body.
Oh, he did say that. Okay, he said caucus, carcass, play on words to make a point. Okay, sorry about that, sir. I apologize.
Collective of people that's good for nothing. A dead body.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? The Black Caucus.
Carcass. I like
And we wonder why we're not getting no results out of those people.
Well, because we know they all tethers. Y'all should go check out a video that I did on the Black Caucus on this very channel. All you got to do is go back. If you put in the search on the lives, because it was a live stream. That's all we do is go live. You can put the search on the live, and you can see we broke down every member in the Black Caucus, where they from and what they on. We went through their campaign page and everything and exposed them all. We did that right here on the Keep It P podcast.
It's a dead body. A black dead body. You understand what I'm saying? So, we need a hate crime bill immediately.
Yep.
Why they can't push for that? Why they can't get that through? You know what I'm saying? The Black Caucus body. Why they can't get that through?
And they talking about that though, because it's been people like me that's been pushing that for years. I suggested years ago that we make anti-black racism a public health crisis. Y'all can go sign the petition. The petition's still up. The link to the petition is in the description. It's zero black anti black racism.com. I think it is zero anti black racism.com. You can go there, and that'll take you to change.org, where you can go sign the petition. But we've been on that, and I'm glad to see that the people is on that. But that has happened because of what? Programs like this that been pushing that message out, that's been getting it in. People like me bringing the fatigue to all you busters. All the fatigue. You're getting all of it, bucko.
a hate crime bill for black people.
That's right.
Because all of these different sporadic hate crimes that's going on, there's no recourse for it. And then they're going to charge this guy with assault, something assault. No, that was a hate crime. That was a premeditated attempted murders,
right,
and assault,
right,
and a hate crime is what he did.
Yeah,
because he came through. Nobody can deny that it was a hate crime,
right,
because he came through screaming "ninger, ninger, ninger." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nigger. And apparently when he came through the first time, for probably his stupid ass wife was probably driving, and he's on the passenger side yelling out the window, you know what I'm saying? Then the nigga went home. This is premeditated, people, because nobody did nothing to them. Right. They just came out of the blue, saw a bunch of black people celebrating,
having fun,
and decided to shout racial epithets and racial slurs.
That's what kind of people we dealing with, fam. That's what kind of people they is. People that'll just show up randomly in your comment section and just start talking bullshit and shit like that. That's what kind of people they are.
To a group of black people that didn't even know they exist.
Right.
Right? Then he left people. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is where the premeditation comes in at. He left, went home, changed his clothes into more of a military style, put on it, whatever, right? Changed his clothes, got his.
I'm actually being terrorized right now. My viewers might not even want to tap in and speak and talk to me because they see all the rubbish and the BS going on in my chat. So my chat look like a cesspool because we got idiots over there doing that. So I'm being terrorized. You're doing it right now. It's happening right now. By the way,
his weapons came back to the same place and shot up the whole place indiscriminately, people.
Come on now.
These people are out of control. We need more than a crime bill. You understand? But a crime bill.
You also need to keep them power tools. If you know, you know. Because you never know when you got to take out the trash, or you never know when something needs to be blown away. Power tools. Never leave the house without your steel. Always keep your hammer at the ready. You know what I mean? If you know, you know.
will help to sit these people need to get life sentences for hate crimes against black people. Enough is a fuck enough. Give these people a life sentence or a death sentence.
That's right.
Depending on the scope of the crime that they commit against black people. We gotta rally for this shit like ASAP. We need the Black Caucus to become a live body and not a dead body, a caucus.
Now, the reason why they ain't gonna mobilize and do nothing for you, fam, because we ain't immigrants. Yep, they only do shit for immigrants, man. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. If you waiting on the Black Caucus to do anything for black people, that is not gonna happen. They only sit on the floor, get arrested, and all of that shit for immigrants. Tell me I'm lying.
Body, right? Get their ass up, go get this black hate crime bill passed, and put it into full effect every single time that one of these type of situations happen. That is what we need as far as political. You know what I'm saying? As far as bills and...
Hold up, you said they ain't people, they things. So look, don't threaten me with a good time. What I'm gonna need you to do, you just said that. Who said that? That was Zima Nine Mind Film Production. Hey, I got another channel, right, where I'm gonna be covering them topics because my tinfoil kufi is right around the corner. I keep it right there because I got a lot of questions about a lot of things, right? So I feel you on that. There are some different things we dealing with. It ain't no way regular people can be like these people be. You understand what I'm saying? But what's already known ain't got to be spoke about. We ain't gonna do that over here. I got a channel for that. If you go to the J Lava channel and scroll over, it's a channel called Mind Blown that I've been building on the low. And I don't want to confuse. Matter of fact, here, I'm gonna just do this real quick, just so you can see real quick. You see this channel right here? Mind Blown AI. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is scroll down on either channel. My compadres, you know what I'm saying? The feature channels, and click on it. Like, even if you're on the J Lava channel, I think you can scroll down. Yep, Mind Blown AI is right there too. It almost don't matter which channel you click on. I think you can click on the Raw too. Shout out to everybody on these perspective channels too. Shout out to J Lava. Shout out to Keep It P Podcast. And shout out to Keep It P Raw. Everybody in the building. Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook. We were all rocking live. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. There was Unc pretty much got his point out. We do need a crime bill. It is what it is. But not a game that got serious. There's a little AI involved, right? And guess who mad?
This thug decided that he was going to go pee on the grave of Austin Metcalf.
This is pure evil. Some soulless piece of trash actually desecrated Austin's grave for internet clout. Who would do this to a grieving family? Find this animal, lock them up, and bring back real consequences.
I've been seeing a lot of conservatives and right-wing MAGA pages trying to dox black people that are putting, AI of them doing on Austin Metcalf's grave, while it's literally AI. I mean, there's an AI version of George Floyd. So the black man didn't really go to Austin Metcalf's grave. He made AI of it. And I guarantee, if he did this to George Floyd, you would literally, no one of y'all wouldn't care. You guys would laugh. You guys made fun of Cyrus, the 14-year-old black boy. That lost his life. That was falsely accused of stealing. And got followed and lost his life for it. And the owner of the gas station got away with it. Y'all don't say anything about it. You laugh at it. Trayvon Martin. What about the Trayvon Martin challenge? Oh, you don't care about that. You don't have the same energy on that. What about the George Floyd? Breonna Taylor. There's literally AI of them doing it on their grave. Where's your outrage on that? You don't care about that? Y'all been doing this to black people for decades. Every time when a black person loses their life, you'll find excuses. You'll make a bunch of memes. You'll say, oh, they resisted. Oh, they have a criminal record. But as soon as somebody does that to Austin, something that you don't like, that doesn't fit your narrative, now you want to dox people's jobs, homes all of a sudden. Come on, man, don't be hypocrites. And didn't you tell us that it's dark humor to joke, get over it? Come on, man, make that shit make sense. I mean, Jeff Metcalf literally said he's racist on video, even though Carmelo Anthony was assaulted.
So, am I racist? Yeah.
He said multiple racist things. And we can imagine how his son was. Why black people are making jokes and making fun of them.
Right. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such a little boy always trying to portray. How about Watermelon Felon? How's that one strike you?
Does that justify? Okay, man, I'm done. Fuck off. Next person.
Man, you fuck off. Yeah, you disrespect.
Dude, why don't you go to fucking just somewhere where you belong?
Yeah, Jeff Metcalf, you're a racist ass.
Fuck you, fucking loving.
And this is what happens when you say stuff like that. You know, Austin Metcalf's father said some derogatory words, and the black people that doing that to Austin's grave made a derogatory post. If you're going to be upset at the Austin Metcalf one, then you should be upset at the rest of the memes of black folks that I just mentioned. But we know you guys don't care, so.
Again, everyone is free to make any joke and any AI post whatever they want. Just don't get mad when they do it to somebody that you don't like. Rather you may not like it or agree.
This
straight up. Then the racists will have the nerve to try to gaslight what, but I know, right? Jack in there. It says, I love you all black brothers and sisters. That's what's up. Sunspot, that's what's up. Gotcha. We need to form our own new black protection party, something like the Black Panthers in every state. Yeah, I'd say that's a very good idea. They tried to trick us with one. Remember the NFC, the Not Fucking Around Coalition, where they had the little dude. You know what I'm saying? We just need to move. We getting on code, man. I am so proud and I'm so happy of my people, man, because we speaking out, we speaking up, we coming with the intelligence. Even this guy, I was debating if I was going to play him, but he's so funny to me. He has some crazy points all the time. Go ahead, Chopper Cut.
His little butt dug in. He's going to be treated like a bitch. He's going to be fucking extorted. Says who? Let me address you and other lame-ass white motherfuckers. That dead-ass white boy don't mean shit in prison. Nothing. Not even a box of smokes. You couldn't even get soup on that dead white boy's name. So this exaggeration and fantasizing about a young black kid getting his dookie blaster blown open over a dead white boy is laughable. I'm not going to conserve your feelings. I'm not even going to entertain this bullshit. You white motherfuckers are just mad. And I understand. And this is the best you got. The worst thing you can think of is being raped and extorted and treated fucked up because this is how you feel. And that's perfectly okay. The brain is a wonderful utensil to take your ass out of reality. I understand. But the reality is he already has the prerequisites to fall into any fucking car. He didn't hesitate to kill a white boy. So in prison, these things come in handy, especially when it's time to put in work. He wasn't scared to kill a white boy. He damn sure ain't gonna be scared to do it again if his life is in danger. He's gonna fit right in. But you guys don't care about that because you've never been to prison. You've never been to jail. And what you wish to happen to Carmelo either happened to you or you fantasize about doing it to other people. This is why you left this comment. At the end of the day, that black boy's alive, and he'll walk out of prison before fucking Austin walk out of anywhere. Deal with it, or not. But it's not good to, dive into fantasy. It's a motherfucker snatching you the fuck out. They sort of covered it in the Matrix. About just ripping people out of the Matrix. The mind isn't ready to deal with it. All right? It's like a drug. Don't get too used to it. Don't get strung out on it. I understand you wish the worst for Carmelo Anthony. Unfortunately, if it ain't at your own fucking hands, ain't nothing gonna happen to that boy.
Right.
He's gonna be taken care of.
Right.
Sincerely, a motherfucker who doesn't feel the same way you feel. I live in the fucking real world, and I've totally unsubscribed from your white ideology. Be fucking upset. Be mad. You will do absolutely nothing about it but continue to play with your fucking Hot Wheels. All right? Take it easy there, Cole.
I love it. I love it. I did have another sister lined up that had a little bit, a little bit, a little bit on that shooting. There was a little bit more on that shooting because I know it was a lot of y'all that put that y'all didn't know about it.
So now we can't even gather outside of our own homes, minding our own business without y'all coming to assault us. But y'all want to say racism don't exist.
Right.
Okay. Now, before we get into it, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, do all the things. I'm going to talk my issue. We're going to have a good time, but let's get into it. This is Jeffrey Tyler Kinzer.
Ooh.
And Jeffrey decided that he wanted to attack black people in Leesburg, Georgia, who were minding their business and having a family gathering. A family gathering they had generations of people at. There was some women that 77 years old in their 60s and children. They're minding their business on their lawn, standing outside, and Jeffrey decides to drive by racial slurs at the family, screaming out of his truck, screaming slurs. He then left because no one was paying him any mind, as we normally do, ignoring y'all.
Gina, what up?
He was ignored. He came back about 10 minutes later in body armor with an AR-15 and proceeded to open fire on the black family. There was about 20 people there. Children screaming and running inside, adults trying to wrangle up everybody. And one of the people in attendance, one of the family members, a former Marine, actually had his firearm, pulled out his firearm, and basically went toe-to-toe with Jeffrey, injured Jeffrey, and Jeffrey was subsequently arrested and obviously taken to the hospital, and now he's been charged with aggravated assault. Of course, we are expecting more charges than this, but the DA is the one who brings the charges, not the sheriff's department. So they were able to arrest him on aggravated assault, obviously. But the DA should be bringing more charges. There should be racial intent added to this. There should be a attempted murder charge added to this. There's several other charges that besides aggravated assault. I do know in Georgia, though, ag assault, I believe, has the same penalty of like an attempted murder charge. So that might be why he got that. But he definitely needs the racial connotation added to those charges to trump him up even more and possibly give him federal charges for that. But yeah, this is what y'all do. We minding our business, having a family gathering, not bothering anybody. And because people are just racist, this is what happens. You come to these gatherings and bother us. Most of the time, black people are minding their business. And usually when we're fooled with or messed with, it's a white person starting shit.
Right.
And y'all just refuse to believe that for some reason because you live in these little bubbles where you don't think y'all do no wrong. But as we've seen over and over again, it's generally the black person minding their business and y'all messing with us.
Mm-hmm.
And this time you got what was coming to you, Jeffrey. And y'all need to take heed because if y'all think that we don't be sitting up here practicing our 2A like you do,
right,
you're mistaken.
Like they stopped making them when they made theirs. That's a myth. I love the sisters though. They've been cooking. You know, there's always a sister that come with the essence. You know what I'm saying? To kind of give us that spiritual guidance. Shout out to Leslie Crawford. She always putting it down. Hold on real quick.
What's done in the dark is being brought to the light. The veil is being lifted. We are in the midst of the narcissistic collapse. And we are seeing that in our community. Well, things are about to start happening real quick on all levels.
Uh-oh. I was finna let her cook, but that music came in. And I can't do it. I can't do it. She's trying to ruin. I'm just talking about ruin my monetization. I can't have it. Y'all get them likes up and all of that. My little ring light that went out, so I'm chilling in here in the dark. But y'all need to watch out for your white girls, okay? Your white girls is over here spilling the beans, getting real bold. Check this out, y'all. I thought this is very interesting. Hold on. Let me give old girl some volumes.
And you want to tell me I should allow my black son to date outside our race? You should tell me that I should want mixed children? I feel threatened. I feel threatened. I take this as a motherfucking threat.
What?
And we all should.
That's like the difference between niggers and white people.
Hey,
like,
okay. Oh wait, hold
on.
on. It's a difference. I'm not no nigger. I'm a nigga. I'm not no.
You got shoes on your wall.
No. Okay, but
I believe all black people are the same. You're all more likely to be violent. You're all more likely to be low IQ. Like people, obviously the old
preach.
And we're.
I can't play that either. It got that little stupid music behind it. Dang, they always bringing it in on the late part of the video. I be having them all queued up and all of that, y'all. It's a travesty. But I gotta be mindful, because if we gonna play some music, I'm gonna play my own goddamn music, and I'm gonna monetize that. So that's how we gonna do that. I definitely ain't finna let nobody pay nobody else for their music when I got my own. You understand what I'm saying? Willie D had a long conversation with this coon dude the other day about the Carmelo Anthony case, and I might as well go ahead and put this out there too. We ain't never gonna get nowhere. Never, ever, ever gonna get nowhere if we got these coon dudes on the same side as them folks. They're dangerous. It's really making the mission that much harder when we got to fight around coon voices. My man's broke this down. I featured him on the joint the other day. But man, he ripped the sentiments right out my whole throat.
I want you to understand that what I'm about to say, I literally mean it with everything in me. Stephen A. Smith is a danger to the black community. Let me say it again. Stephen A. Smith is a danger to the black community because all he cares about is being controversial, and it's always at the expense of black people. And I believe that people who are retired from sports should only be allowed to speak on sports.
Right.
Because I truly don't believe that someone like Stephen A. Smith has the ability to think critically and do deep digging when he's reporting on something. Hence his stance on Carmelo Anthony.
Right.
The fact that you didn't sit down and understand that the testimonies that were given on behalf of Austin Metcalf were inconsistent. The fact that you keep saying that he should have just fought him when they're twice his size, and their father has shown us openly that he does not like black folks.
Come on now.
The fact that you can see what continues to happen to black boys and black men in our nation, where they are being found unalived and nobody can account for what happened to them, and they immediately rule it a self-unaliving. And you thought he should have just sat there and waited for it to happen? The way we see this trial play out, where there is so much inconsistency and this one knows that one, you don't think that they would have done something to that young man and then turned around and told us that he did it to himself? If you want to be a lapdog, do that. But don't bring black people into conversations that you're not equipped to have.
Right.
You don't have the ability to hang in there with the big dogs.
Right.
It's okay to just shh. I want you to understand that what I'm about to say, I literally mean.
I'm glad that he bust him down and didn't play his exact coonish little words. I'm glad he didn't do that, because that would have actually been terrible. That tap dan attorney pissed me off. Man, dude, did you see that? Yeah, man, I would have got my son at home and said, "What you doing? What you doing?" Like, boy, y'all gotta go see that interview. Matter of fact, Willie D actually has something to say about that. I'm glad you brought that up. Nice segue.
You have insufficient evidence. That's self-explanatory, because an appeal can argue the prosecution failed to prove guilt beyond reasonable doubt. That's based on the evidence that was presented. You had incorrect jury instructions. So I don't know what that looks like, but that could be an argument that they could raise. They definitely had ineffective assistance of counsel. Totally ineffective. I can't stress enough how ineffective this bomb was. You have insufficient evidence. That's self-explanatory, because an appeal can argue the prosecution failed to prove guilt beyond reasonable doubt. That's based on the evidence that was presented.
the way he was talking, it all sounded like one little joint. My bad, y'all. But yeah, man, it's everybody got it out for this case, man. This case is showing us a lot, man. It's a lot. They're showing us a lot. They hold on, let me make sure the church. Hold on, what was this? Was this the one that I wanted to show y'all? Because I thought this was important too. Very important. Hold on. Let me turn the volumes up on cuz.
Y'all should just join. I blame this on you black Christians, you God love everybody dummies, you lovers of integration, and we all should just join hand in hand and come together. We failed this young man. We failed him, man. When we gonna wake up in this place? When we gonna understand and see that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of? Huh? We need to separate ourselves from these people, man. You in love with your enemy. You in a goddamn abusive relationship. Black man, Latino man, Native Indian.
See, there you go. And see, that's where you just ruined it. Black man, Latino man. This nigga tried to run that shit off quick as hell like a typewriter. Boy, if you don't get your goofy ass out of here, I'm not taking away from what I'm not. Everybody has their opinion. Not necessarily saying that I kind of sort of do agree. Like I said, y'all need to go ahead and go over there to my the Keep It P podcast Facebook, or you can follow me, Jay Lava. My reels be off the chain. You see, I turned the dude that shut up the black people into a devil. That's just how it go down over here. I'm doing that. I'm turning the people the devils. I'm turning people. Look, my reels is lit now. Is what I'm trying to tell you. Y'all come on over there. I just did this one about the Carmelo Anthony joint, but I can't play it because I got the music behind it. But it's maybe y'all see, if y'all on YouTube, y'all probably done seen it already. But I'm turning people in. Look, I'm turning people into raccoons. I'm making Jack Harlow. I'm making Jack Harlow look funny. I'm getting it in over here. Nobody's safe over here on the J Lava page. You will quickly look. You'll quickly become a. I am going in over here. Make sure. Yeah, Willie. Willie was pissed too, man, because yeah. Willie was pissed too, man, because we got these little coward cupcakes out here giving a bad message on the team. But my brother say kind of sort of like the same message as the sis, just a little bit more rougher.
The shift happening. Y'all feel it? It's in the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, y'all Asians done fucked up, huh? It's like it's a wealth transfer happening right before our eyes. Oh, it's a beautiful sight to see. All you other motherfuckers, all you other immigrant groups, y'all done fucked up too. Y'all know that shit. Each and every last one of y'all came over here and stabbed us in the back. And we got the receipts for it. All y'all participated in the fuckery. And the sun heating up.
People are saying the sun is different. Look, we live at Smith Mountain Lake. I want to show you something. I've got this Coke I've got this right here, half full. I'm going to set it on this tractor for 1 week in the sun, and I'll be back. Today is June 3rd, and I'm setting it right here. Right there it is. I'll be back in a week. All right, so today is June 10th. Now I want you to look at this. 1 week's time.
Look at it.
That was Coke.
That was Coke.
Look at the label.
Look at it.
So it was sitting like that right there with that exposed to the sun. Look at that.
Look at it.
And look at the Coke.
Would you look
1 week in our sun at Smith Mountain Lake.
And it feel like it's time for all you parasitic parasites to get the fuck off our back. Off the original specs. Yeah, we them ones. We them people that they wrote about in them books. Yeah, it's a shift happening. I feel it. It's in the air. This broken ass justice system, all that shit finna motherfucking come crashing down on your head, boy. All you whole ass motherfuckers, hold on. Your time coming. Y'all finna get the woo, woo. I've been waiting. Yeah. Yeah, y'all finna get the woo.
Hey, listen, man, it's a shift happening, man. It's a shift happening. The people are speaking up, brother. My man's got a very good question. Valid.
So everybody keep asking the same question. If it was a black guy, would he have received a $5,000 bond for pew-pewing up a white family reunion? Like the white guy just did down in Georgia. Only way you can find out is to just do it.
Woo. There was so my bad. I was thinking and doing, but I like when the sisters come with an alternative view about what's going on. And this one I thought was very interesting. Shout out to Tariq because she referenced bug breaking as well. But watch how she tied this in. Is it because you got to know what's happening to you psychologically, and I think she hit it right on the head. I think it's all facts.
I'm not gonna go too deep into the Carmelo Anthony trial. Frankly, I just don't have the heart or the stomach to do that. So you won't see me doing any deep dives. But I do want to give my thoughts on the overall situation that's happening in this country and the big picture that I feel like we all need to be looking at. And also, honestly, I think it's something we need to prepare ourselves for, especially with his sentencing coming up. I view this Carmelo Anthony trial as a modern day buck breaking. And I do feel that they are about to try and put him under the jail. I do. I think that he's going to get not just the harshest verdict, but I also think they're going to give him a very harsh sentence.
She was so right. This is prophecy right here. This is that divine feminine energy right here. She was preparing people's minds for what was to come, but she right about this digital lynching, this public buck breaking. She is totally right about that.
And I don't think it's just about Carmelo. So if you're not familiar with buck breaking in the concept of Black history, not as far as horses go, but as far as Black history and slavery, buck breaking is a very sick, very violent concept that slave owners would use with their slaves to prevent them from revolting, pretty much. So they would take one slave and they would make an example out of him. And making an example out of him meant torturing him publicly in front of all the other slaves. They would beat them, they would torture them, they would sexually assault them. They did this in front of the other slaves intentionally as a form of psychological warfare. So they took this one slave and they made sure to completely break him in front of everybody so that the other slaves knew what would happen to them if they tried it. This was a way to break all of the slaves psychologically. This was a way to make them fall in line. This was a way to instill fear in them so that they would not be brave enough to fight back. And I 100% believe that is happening right now in our justice system. So just like the buck breaking or the torture and the fear tactics that they used on the slaves, we have to think similarly when it comes to forming a strategy. And the way to combat that is to know that it is just that. It is a strategy. It is meant to make you afraid. It is meant to intimidate you because they know that we outnumber them. Not just Black people or people of color. People who are sick of their shit outnumber them. You have to recognize that as a fear tactic, and you have to still be brave enough to fight back. And you have to make up your mind how you are going to live. I can't speak for everybody else, but I have made my mind up, baby. I'm not going to be your slave. So if it's a fight you want, then it's a fight you're going to get out of me. I also think that we have to be smart because our ancestors were smart, and our ancestors didn't just jump in with brute force and violence. They were smart, they were creative, they were intelligent, and I think that we have to start thinking that way. It is very clear freedom is not something they are ever going to willingly unfortunately give to us. We're going to either have to fight for it, or we're going to have to get creative and carve out a different path. Hey, y'all, whatever. I'm not going to go too deep into the Carmelo Anthony.
Cooking. Yeah. What's already known ain't got to be said, but think about that, y'all. All of this is psychological warfare. Of course, you know, it's twofold on that. They got to, you know, reassure the regular everyday Joe Schmo that they still can practice, you know, white supremacy and get away with it, while also trying to show us, look, you know, we can practice injustice on you and ain't nothing you can do about it. But oh no, we got people becoming internet lawyers and all type of shit. And we ain't letting nothing ride right now. Ain't nothing riding. The sister's been on fire, man. And then they talk about black privilege, right? Ain't no such thing as no damn black privilege.
Black privilege is getting worse by the year. And by worse, I mean they're getting more bold with their schemes and their actions.
Schemes and actions.
I do find it pretty funny, though, when you have those interviewers on the street. They go up to a bunch of black people. They're like, you got 100 fish, and 13 of the fish cause half of the problems. What do you do with those 13 fish? Almost every time the black people say get rid of the fish. Black people, you're lucky we don't have the same mentality of you. Otherwise, y'all be gone.
Black privilege, these people are so delusional.
Come on, man.
And then he went on to lie, talking about some interviews that he see black people do, talking about, oh, if 13 fish in a pond were creating problems, what would you do with the 13 fish? I ain't never seen that a day in my life. All y'all do is lie, scam, cheat, and steal, grape, and pillage. Y'all literally, anything that you come into contact with, you have destroyed. You all are the most destructive people on planet Earth. Talking about 13%, you all are only 7% of the world's population, yet you cause the most harm and destruction. You're doing cloud seeding to mess with the weather. You're trying to block out the sun because you can't survive in it. All we want is for you to leave us alone. Y'all just cannot take that you actually have consequence and repercussion for being racist, terrible people, destructive, evil, demonic, and wicked. We don't put our head down and cross the street politely like a house slave when you walk past us anymore, and you can't stand it. It's not about privilege. It's about getting closer to what equality would actually look like. And you all cannot take it. It threatens you. You're afraid. Now you gonna lie at the end and talk about if we were like you, then you'd be going, y'all motherfuckers been trying to wipe us out. And guess what? You can't. You cannot. You have failed time and time again. Because we are, I don't even got to say it. We are who we are. You've tried. We are a very representation of the ancestors that survived the lynchings, the burning down our communities, the bombing us, the literally flooding out our communities. Y'all done tried to do paper genocide. Y'all literally put all types of chemicals. Y'all pump all types of stuff into the water sources in our communities. Y'all put all of these bad fast food restaurants and liquor stores on every goddamn corner. Y'all done introduced all types of famine and disease, and we still procreating. Y'all had to create fertilization and in vitro and all of this other shit so y'all can have babies. Through everything, we're still here. Talking about if we was like you, know, if we was like you, then you would have a motherfucking problem because y'all done tried and it failed. You would not be able to survive half the shit that we did at the hands of you. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. This fucking delusion, the cognitive dissonance. How dare y'all get up here and try to destiny swap and literally point the fingers when all of them are pointing back at you? You are the very thing that you complain about. And I see y'all in the comment section talking about all the crews, the brawls. I could pull up 100 fucking videos right now of y'all fighting at bars, fighting on cruise ships. Y'all's kids going to schools and power the schools up. So who really is the problem? Just leave us alone. But y'all can't. Because y'all are obsessed, threatened, and something is wrong. It's psychosis.
It's a mental insecurity. It's obsession. There's all those things that you said, and a whole bunch of things can be true at once. And boy, she was spitting fire. And this goes more to the delusion, though. You know, I'm talking about when we're talking about how smart people are or who know what. This goes more towards the delusion for sure.
I can begin to tell you how many white people are on this internet calling people low IQs, and their highest level of achievement is a high school diploma. You know how many white people are on here? Low IQs, low IQs. His highest level of achievement is a high school diploma. This man has the bare minimum. Who are you to be talking? What reality do you live in? I can begin to tell you how many white people are on this internet calling people low.
You know what I mean? This has been a great stream, guys. We right at that 2 hour mark. And I appreciate y'all tapping in. As we see, the scales of justice ain't never, ever, ever just. Matter of fact, I had a little something on the Charleston White thing with the case, but I kind of felt that that was gossipy. Did y'all want to know what's up with that or what? If everybody put if I see a bunch of ones in the chat, I'll tell y'all show y'all what's going on. It's a little drama with that too in the case, but I didn't feel that was kind of relevant to us speaking about black people not getting justice right now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really want to get messy. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave it like it is. Nah, I'm gonna leave it like it is. Nah, I ain't gonna do it, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. But I do have a quick little young message. Now that everybody's in here, this is finna be the new show intro, man. Tell me if y'all like this, man, because I'm gonna start playing this.
And I personally hope that my people get this message as fast as they can so that we can move toward freedom and independence and be extricated and removed from white rule and domination.
Just something real short and sweet to bring the show in real quick. You know what I'm saying? What y'all think about that? I know it don't even look good on the side to side model. You'd have to be on the up and down model to see it. And I don't like that it's not like 4K-ish. I'm looking at it on the big screen right now. And I needed to be a little bit more 4K-ish, but I'll be doing that. Hey, I'm gonna play it one more time. Let me what y'all think about that.
And I personally hope that my people get this message as fast as they can so that we can move toward freedom and independence and be extricated and removed from white rule and domination.
See, so now I think I gotta make it again and make it full screen, but keep it in the middle so it show on both, so it'll look good. That's just some technical shit. But I've been messing. I've been working on that on the cover. Oh, okay, that's what's up. I appreciate it. Yeah. That's Dr. Khalid Muhammad talking too, by the way. And I had to go through a few of his lectures to kind of get out something that was important because I wanted to speak to the people, like the reason why I do what I do. And one more time, so if you didn't pay attention to the words that he said.
And I personally hope that my people get this message as fast as they can so that we can move toward freedom and independence and be extricated and removed from white rule and domination.
The P is for the people, y'all. Keep it P. I think they did us funny on the little AI little joints. Me and Teasy, they did us funny. But that's funny because I'm definitely going for that YouTube play button. I didn't ask for that, but they put that in there. And I technically do got like a gold record, which is foreshadowing. So I could deal with this AI. That AI foreshadowed a little bit. And I ain't even mad at it. You dig what I'm saying? Oh, we got other intros and shit, but I just can't play them because they got my music on it, and my music was taken away from the revenue, and it's a whole bunch of technicals. So I had to kind of make new. I had to make new intros to all the shows. Like I still got this one because this beat ain't out. I was using this one for a minute, but it doesn't show. It doesn't show up and down. It just shows side to side. So this. I know they did make us a little big head. I thought that was kind of cool, like kind of cartoony. I thought it was kind of cool. Yeah. I ain't really mad at that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really mad at that. Real quick though, I can't really leave without telling y'all to go to sayitwithyourchest.com and get you some B1 gear for the family. We got them cut the check for foundational Black American shirts. We got them we coming to Washington to get our check shirts. We got these shirts too. I can't say the name, but we got them. We definitely got them. Oh, you mad because I'm foundational shirts too. Got them. We got them. And we got them standard issue. That standard issue FBA, that foundational Black American shirts, sweaters, all that. Got them. We also don't forget about the on-code joints. And don't forget about the eyegasm. If you're a pretty Black person, you let them know to look, stare, and repeat. Shout out to Clean Vibes. You know what I'm saying? Get you some eyegasm, gear. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking good, boy. And then don't forget that we got the John Henry Clark joints down there. We got the Keep It P podcast joints down there. If you want to support the show, you know what I'm saying? Keep It P 23. You dig what I'm saying? A couple colors with the Keep It P on the back. These is actually probably, I think, one of the only joints where we got something on the back. Little Keep It P. Show you support. You dig what I'm saying? Don't forget about hold on, y'all would never know about this stuff if I don't click on it. So let me just do something. Let me just do this real quick. Just on the strength side of the game, because I could talk about these things, but if I don't like actually show them to you, you would never know about it. But let me. So we got the full FBA survival kit. You dig what I'm saying? I don't know if you knew we got this, right? But we got the full FBA survival kit, the on-code arsenal, the full FBA survival kit. What you get. No, with no more guessing, no more hoping, no more off-code slips. The bundle make sure you move right, speak right, and stay on mission every day. You dig? So inside we got the Abolish the Slave Patrol documentary. We got the playbook for tethers and culture vultures, the digital download. We got the ebook, the definitive guide to staying on code. We got the on code handbook digital download. We also threw in foundational foolery. Hold on, the chat. Hold on, the chat is over there on it. I'm gonna put the chat back, but hold on for a second, y'all. Oh, and I don't even think you can see it on the up and down side of the game. My bad, y'all. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, that's kind of small. Whatever. Yeah, the links to all of this stuff is down in the description. So it's not just a bunch of BS there. You can go if you clicked on the, for instance, the Abolish the Slave Patrol documentary, TZ Von Savage, J Lava, and Kendra Blackwood, a documentary film by Hot Lava Media Group. Abolish the Slave Patrol. It's only $10. Little $10. I'm talking about. It's 38-minute long production by yours truly. You know what I'm saying? Just go click on some links, man, and check what we got out, man. Buy Shot Black. We trying to inform the people and stay on code. You getting 4th of Chow shirts? I feel you. Hey, say it with your chest, say it with your moves. Wear it if you ain't scared. Is what that's the motto. Wear it if you ain't scared. You understand? Then you might want to go check out the Stay on Code handbook, the survival guide to staying on code. Are you really on code? This 9-page handbook breaks down the mindset and the actions every foundational Black American needs to survive and thrive. Oh yeah, we got loaded goodies over there for y'all, man. Yeah, this is the Keep It P podcast. Also, make sure y'all. I guess I never show this either, but y'all need to go sign the petition. The link is at the bottom of the description. It should come up with a page like this. It'll tell you why we need to make anti-Black racism a public health crisis. You scroll on down. You can become a Patreon if you want to support, but says please make anti-Black racism a hate crime. You click on that, and boom, it'll take you to change.org, and y'all can go sign the joint. We need as many signatures and supporters as we can. We really actually haven't been pushing this, so nobody knows. That's pretty much our fault, but now is the time because it's out there. So you can also go to zeroantiblackracism.com and get straight there. What else? The Patreon, you know what? I ain't gonna hate on the Patreon now. Hold on, let me click on the joint and see if we go to the young Patreon. Because the Patreon is some hidden gems over there. Matter of fact, I think I'm finna run some of those back on the channel. Like we got a lot of old classic episodes, man, that need to be brought back to the forefront. I might have to run some of that back. But anyway, I ain't gonna hold you, but let me look you square in your optical retinas. I ain't gonna hold you, but I'm emoji, fold you, and scold you without a light. I ain't gonna hold emoji, fold you, scold you about being on code. And you know, I got 4 words for you. Like I don't do this all the time. Subscribe for the vibes, like for the spike, comment your vomit, share if you care about getting Black empowerment everywhere. Please do that on the platforms that we are on. Oh, damn. Come on, man. Do that on the platforms that we own, Jones. And just to bring it on home, I got love, peace, blessings, and aloha. I'm out the Doha for Shoha. You already know. You good, D.